I'm Lina Orlando, and I want to share a little bit of the wisdom that I have gleaned with you today. The topic is awareness. Now, keep in mind, I call myself an awareness coach, and the work that I teach is called the power of awareness. So I am pretty partial to awareness. Before I share with you my understanding of awareness, let me read to you the definition according to Webster's dictionary. To be aware is knowing and understanding a lot about what is happening in the world around you. Up until I started my spiritual journey, I would agree with that. Knowing a lot. I thought I knew a lot. Clearly about the world that's around me. So I was aware of cars moving, where I lived, when kids were hungry. I was aware when bills were due. I was aware of when I had emotions, when I had reactions. I was somewhat aware, I would say probably, like the average person, pretty self-aware until I entered my spiritual journey. When I entered my spiritual journey and I began to expand my awareness, not only about myself, but of the world around me, it was really fascinating. I became aware that I was not aware of much. There was so much I wasn't aware of. So let me explain to you the difference between what I'm going to call unconscious awareness, which is the awareness that we all live from when we don't realize the biggie, that what we are is a point of awareness. And that happens when you become consciously aware. So let me take you through an understanding of what I went through. All right, so I believe that we're all made of the energy of love. Not only do I believe it in a mental way, but I know it in my body. I have experienced it. My awakening allowed me to know what I really am, what we're all made of, which is the energy of love. So from the moment that we all enter this physical experience, what we are is the energy of love that enters into physical motion. So as the energy of love, we all start off there. Now, what happens to us, how we become unconscious of the awareness of all that is that when we enter into a physical life experience, we descend into the realm of a family, of a community, of a culture, of a religion. And we are given the information that that culture, that religion believes. We are not given an option. We just enter into that belief system. So inside my belief system, I believed what I was supposed to do, be, and have so that I could do my life right. And everybody was doing the same thing, so I didn't question it. But what happens is that when we descend into a finite level of awareness, when we actually know a little bit about all that there is to be known, we spiral into a very small idea of who we are. So when my mom passed away and I entered my spiritual journey, I thought I had done everything I was supposed to do. I had everything I was supposed to have, and I was being the kind of person that I was proud of. But what began to happen is my world got smaller and smaller and more tight and dense and condensed around me. And when my mom died, I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this all there is to life? If I were to die tomorrow, is this all there is? I had achieved, I had accomplished so many things that for all practical purposes from the outside world, I had become a success. But what's fascinating is that the spiritual journey, instead of being a journey of limiting who I am, limiting my beliefs, and condensing myself into what those around me thought I should become, the spiritual journey is about becoming aware of why do I believe what I believe. We begin to question, why is this so? Who am I if I didn't have this belief? Who would I be if I wasn't raised Catholic? Who would I vote for if my family wasn't Republican or Democrat? Who would I be if I didn't see the world this way? And the spiritual journey is a process of unwinding ourselves out of the limited idea of who we are. It is a process of questioning. Why did I react to this situation? Why do I like this person and not that person? Why do I feel what I feel? Becoming self-aware is a journey of questioning everything that you know. Because here's the biggie. When we begin to question everything that we know and we trace our ability to recognize who we are back to the source that we came from. And many of us are having these experiences. You know, there's the Martin Luther Kings and the Gandhis of the world that we all revere because they have discovered something. Well, they haven't so much discovered something as they have remembered everything. When we move through the spiritual journey and we unwind ourselves out of the small idea of who we are and become self-aware of what we really are, we return back to the source from where we started. When we come back to know ourselves as the energy of love, something amazing happens. We literally become aware that what we are is a point of awareness. You see, every one of us is a point through which the Creator becomes aware of all that He has created. 7 billion people, 7 billion points of awareness. The process of awakening, the process of moving through the spiritual journey is the process of purifying our thinking, of letting go of our limitations, of not living such a wound up life full of beliefs that box us into a very specific identity, into a very specific idea of who we are, where possibilities of us being something else are not welcomed or uncomfortable, or others don't like because it's not convenient for them when we want to begin to change jobs, change relationships, when we begin to want to stretch out because we no longer believe that we are confined. We're literally questioning everything about ourselves and others. That process of returning to our soul is liberating, because what begins to happen is something inside of you begins to realize that we're all connected. As energy, we're all connected. But when we live inside of a limited idea of who we are, again, when we spiral into an identity, we become disconnected from another because this one comes in and spirals this way. This one comes in and spirals that way. So as everybody comes in and gets all condensed in their idea of who they are, sure, they're aware of a lot of stuff around them, but they're not aware of what's inside of them. They're not aware of what powers them. This amazing spiritual journey is a process of revealing to us that we're not just physical beings. We are energetic beings, and our beliefs are energy patterns. And those energy patterns condense us or allow us to be more expanded and more at ease. When we believe things that are so structured and so defined, we literally condense the possibilities of what it is that we can have from this infinite universe. Becoming self-aware is the process of realizing that what we are is infinite. We can be anything. We can do anything. We can have anything we want because we live in a world that is abundant, created by the presence of awareness itself. And we are here to discover that. So that's my bit of wisdom that I'm sharing with you today. To know more about what I believe and how I've come to discover that, I teach all kinds of classes and workshops. Visit my website, www.linaorlando.com. And I will be sharing more wisdom bits as regularly as I possibly can, because as I've returned to the source of all that is, my life's purpose, as it will be anybody's life purpose, like it was Gandhi's and Martin Luther King, is to share the good news that we're all equal, to share the good news that we were created to be free beings, not confined to limited ideas of the magnificence that we are. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and share it with your friends. If you like this, pass it on. We're all equal. So we might as well have access to all of this truth that frees each and every one of us. Thanks, and have a magnificent day.